So yeah, very cold night forecast, and they're saying a foot and a half of snow in this area of these moors in northern England. So we'll see. It's just started now, so I'm going to stay out for a good half hour on this live feed. I'm at the Haslingden Moors in Lancashire, UK. I'm walking down this path, which, as if you have seen the last videos, is well known for big black cat sightings, but also the paranormal and all sorts of strange things. Used to be an old railway line many years ago. I still haven't looked it up, but 60 to 80 years ago. So I'm going to walk this path through this woodland at the Haslingden Moors, and then back up and over the Moorland itself. So there was a big cat seen running right across this path in front of a guy walking his dog. A week or so ago, he had a good look at it. He had a strong flashlight. You could clearly see it was a big cat. It looked at him, and the cat's eyes reflected with his flashlight. Then it ran off. 3-4 seconds, he said. Like I said in the other video, if you're not walking around recording like I am, then you're not going to get it on camera. Just going to show you something in a second. Get a grip of this phone properly. I'll read the comments. Give me a minute. So I've got this new flashlight, a floodlight, which lights things up a lot better. You can change the settings. There we go. And if you see anything, it's a good bit dimmer. If you see anything in the distance with that beam, like we did the other night on this live stream, where there was deers running around or anything else in the woods, we can get this right down to it. So I shall use this setting for now as we walk down here. Always fumbling about at the first press of the live stream, because in this weather you need your thick gloves and you can't press start live on your phone with these thick gloves on, so you've got to take your glove off, press start the live. I'm holding the flashlight in one hand, the glove in the other, and the phone in the other. So then it's a struggle to get the glove back on. It's a teeth job pulling on that way. So when this video goes out, I'll just cut that little first bit out, and then we can get straight on with the live stream. Let's look at the comments. Jilly B, evening all, evening. 1423, how are you? Watch how you go there, mate. Yeah, I will do. I've been going up on these moors. It is supposed to come on very heavy later on, a foot and a half, but it's just starting now, so not too bad at the moment. Jeanette, evening everyone, evening Jeanette. Corey lad, snow about 11 and 12, North Peak District, where you are. Well, the North Peak District, I think that's further south than where I am. It's coming from the south, it's starting here, so you should be getting it soon. It's freezing, mix so cold, keep warm, bro. Walker, that's me. Will do. Cliff, how are you doing, Cliff? Is the Wolster good in these conditions? Yeah, I'll tell you a story about that though in a second. Nick Cooper, you are a true nature lover. Definitely. No, hope you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me fine, because there's a bit of a breeze blowing on these trees, and when you're using the phone, they're not the best mics. Not using an external mic. So yeah, brilliant. Only the other day it was raining. The rain cleared, it absolutely chucked it down. I was driving in it, so the van was wet through, the wheels were wet through, and this snow really in a way is going to block out a bit of the view of anything we're looking at. So anyway, the van was wet through, I was walking. I got home, parked up, I went for a little walk. Within minutes, that temperature plummeted, everything frozen. The rain all over the van, dripping down the van, it just froze solid. So I couldn't get in the van to try and go to work. Eventually got in it, clear the windscreen, then the van won't move because the handbrake has frozen up, the shoes are frozen to the wheels, but very, very bad conditions. Everything wind up eventually, then it was fine. So I don't know if you saw the last video I put on. Was it early today or yesterday? Yesterday, I think, yeah. Lovely and clear over these moorlands, absolutely beautiful. Been waiting for a night like that for so long. It must be, I'm not joking, about a month since I've seen the stories. It's been so foggy, so cloudy. So we get a couple of clear nights and then the snow goes, and there's been a lot of flooding around the area. I don't know whether you guys have had any of this flooding, but what I have noticed with the weather in the UK in the winter, when you do get all this heavy rain and flooding, every single time, a few days later, the wind changes, it freezes, then you get the snow. Let's have a look at the comments. Voice clear, thank you very much. Alan, tough man, Mick, stay safe. Like I said in the last video, maybe stupid man, maybe, but I'm prepared. If anything happens, I am prepared to stay. Then I've got my backpack on, which has a one-man tent in it, and it has a sleeping bag. Got some food, some drink, and well wrapped up. So I do come out prepared, because like I said in the other video, if you shouldn't just go out at night time over Moorland, anywhere like this. Just prepared and dressed for an hour's hike, half an hour's hike. Because if something happens and that weather changes, you get wet through, you're broken a leg or anything like that, you're in trouble. So prepare for the night you've got a chance. Always tell somebody where you're going, what time you plan to be back, because often there isn't much of a phone signal. Corey lad, started snowing same time as you. Yeah, I thought it would do, because if you're in the North Peak district, I'm over near Pendle Hill. It's not too far away. Crazy, it's just coming down right now. Corey lad, I thought, like I said, it's coming from the south, so if it's like this here now, you must be having it down there on the North Peak district, Terry. What's up, all? How are you, Terry? Sound seems fine, coming down heavy now. At the start of the light, it is actually, I didn't actually notice, because I'm looking at the screen reading. Just changed. And it's a good job. Julie, it's a good job you sent that comment, because I'm looking at the screen, walking away, and I had this. You've got to press the button a few times to get to it, particularly set it on. So on this live stream, with the snow coming down, I wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't have noticed this fallen tree, which I showed the other day. I would have walked straight into that. So that would have given a lot of people a laugh. But it's great the beam on this. I can check into the woods, check back where I've been walking. Unfortunately, with the snow, it's not really showing what it could, but you could imagine if there's something up there, get that beam on it. I'm impressed. You can tell I'm impressed with this. Get it back. And I did think the other day, talking about this big cat on the live stream, when I walked this path through the particular muddy area here, I didn't look for prints. Just gonna have a quick look. Can't see anything actually. Well, lots of people do walk this path in the daytime. Just try and keep this flashlight out of the camera. Just checking the comments. I like to be interactive with you all as much as possible. Graham, take care, mate. Stay safe. I will do, Graham. Thank you. Visible to anyone on YouTube. Give me a second, because I'm holding this phone. There we go. I've got one of these clip-on things you use on phones where you can hold it and film rather than holding your phone. A lot better, a lot sturdier. The nocturnal creatures will be watching you. They will be. Corey lad. Yeah, mate, very light, but I'm sure it will get heavy. It's going to get heavy, I'm sure it will. Evelyn, hope you are well. Happy New Year, Mike. Thank you. Let's carry on. What I'm doing, to anyone who's just joining, It's forecast for this particular area, which is the Haslingden Moors in Lancashire, UK. I always say Lancashire, UK. I know there's a lot of people from the UK watch, but also from around the world. And we're only 8 miles from Pendle Hill. Very high land, high moorland, and that's forecast one of the heaviest, deepest snowfalls for many years. We've had lots of snow, we always do in the winter, but it's been a few years since it got past 6 or 8 inches deep. It's forecast a 1.5 foot. It just started a little bit about 10 minutes ago, quarter of an hour. So we're just walking through it now. I'm going to head up onto the moors, but not just for that reason. Lots of unexplained things in this area. And one of the main things on this particular area, on this path on the Moorland, is a big black cat that has been seen many times. Like I said, running across this path by a guy walking his dog. The Moorland, we're going to go up there and running across that Moorland. I'm Marie, beans and cheese. Beans and cheese. Now you're making me hungry. There we go. So we'll carry on walking. So the video I put on yesterday was lovely and clear, like I said. One thing I've noticed in a few sky watches I've done when it has been clear over the last month or so, not many satellites at all. Like very unusual. You usually get loads crossing, even if you can't see them with the naked eye. There's so many on this silence camera, but last night I don't think there was one cross, and I was there for 2 hours. Now if there was any cross, the silence would have picked it up. Very odd is that. And it's not like it's a different time of night. Or another odd thing is a guy called Shane. I was talking to him earlier on about the fog. There's been so much fog. I knew we were filming the fog tonight, and it almost looked like this. Bit finer, blowing in the wind like fine snow, but it was definitely fog. He said there were bits of grainy things landing on his wall, on his fence. They're called dark grey particles, very odd. Right, some comments coming here. Give me a second. The Garmin reach device may be worth checking out in case of an emergency on the moors. Hope you have a great night. I'm thinking of going to nYTwURk on. Oh, right, I think I've heard of them. Yeah, I'm just struggling because some of the snow's falling on the phone and it's blurring it a little bit. Anthony, hi Mick. Love the snow. Pity it didn't arrive at Christmas. That's true. Just 10 days earlier, it would have been good. But it's supposed to stay very cold all week in the UK, so when this does start settling and pile up, it's going to be for a while. Me and my mates used to walk for miles down the railway line. I'm 55 now and still go back. Be safe, Tony and Kim. Tony and Kim. Great stuff, thank you. Julie's, I've got a similar torch, which I will use when taking the dogs out into the garden. Early morning, usually around 3 AM, I always use the beam on the trees. Great torch, yeah, it is actually the first time I used it. Carlos, sky watcher from Portugal. How are you, Carlos? How's things over there? How's that weather? While I'm talking, I know you don't want to get bored with me replying to the comments. I keep this light pointing up at the landscape. Sometimes it's going in front of the screen because I'm moving around and I'm looking at the screen. Wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you'll see something exciting. Hopefully Michael English, where are you? Just coming down from Blackhill, not snowing there. I'm on the Haslingden Moors in Lancashire. It's about 8 miles from Pendle Hill, East Lancashire. And it's just starting now. It's just starting the snow. Let's just get this. Got to get used to these settings. After it goes dark, that's a full beam. Where we can have a look. Not at its full potential tonight because this falling snow is blocking things out. But the other night we saw quite a few deer. Well, I did. I think I just about saw them when I looked back at the footage. This won't show anything what's up there. So I'm going to walk back up this path. I've nicknamed the Black Cat Path because of the sightings around here. Paranormal path as well, an old discontinued railway. A lot of people swear they hear the sound of a train station platform, hustle, bustle, tannoys, trains. I've never heard that myself, but interesting. Let's walk back up. And if the picture goes a bit blurry from time to time, obviously this snow might be landing on the lens. Cold and windy in Portugal. Ready to start raining. Never mind, call us summer, it'll soon be here. Hi from Darlington, North East UK. Hi Neil, how are you? So I'm going to take this path back up. And I'm going to go up onto these moorlands. Just under these trees now in this forest. I wonder if this snow is settling on the moorlands. I'd like to thank opinions, guys. Give me a sec. Do I have this light like that, or do I put the beam on? It's a cold night, mate. It is, Neil, definitely. Where is that beautiful place here? It's summer, and the sun, summer. I love winter. I do love winter. I love the snow. This is in Lancashire, in the UK. And we're supposed to be having one of the heaviest, deepest snowfalls for a few years, a foot and a half. And I will be out recording tomorrow, so it will be on the channel what we get. Any advice on the settings for this flashlight? I'm just saying, do you keep it like that? Or do we get that beam on? Is that snow coming down? Snow. I'll show you. I'll just put this. I'll show you because there's a gap in the trees. As you can see, it's starting to stick on my footprints, and that's another point, isn't it? I'll be up early tomorrow filming and walking over these moors, looking for prints of a big cat or anything else. You never know. Danny, it looks bloody freezing, it is. I'm well wrapped up. I've got the gear on, I'm proper wrapped up in the gear, so I'm actually quite warm, to be honest with you. And these gloves are a different pair I was wearing the other night. I didn't think it was too cold the other night, and I had these thick, so-called thermal gloves on, but my fingers were freezing, but toasty tonight. Well wrapped up. Do you ever get scared on your own? A good question, a lot of people ask that. And at the beginning, yeah, I was turning around, looking around like that every second, and every little noise, because when you're on your own in the dark, your mind plays tricks with you. Your senses are heightened, but that's a natural instinct. It's your fight or flight instinct. I think all animals have that. As time's gone on, I get used to it. Not as bothered now, but it would be lying if I don't get a bit unnerved every so often and hear something behind me. Spin round, hoping there's nothing there. But I've been doing this channel, I've been doing this now for a few years, quite used to it. But it would be a lie if I said it doesn't bother me at all, put it that way. And we're just walking around, it's just a little hike on these Haslingden moors, through these woods. See, I just walked past this path, it is starting to stick, so we'll be up on the moors. It is on the bench. Just to see if we can film anything unusual, any wildlife. This area, so many UFO sightings reported by people walking, the farmers, many as many as Pendle Hill. Pendle Hill is a well-known area, a UFO hotspot. But I don't think when people say that they're talking about literally over Pendle Hill. It's just the area. Pendle Hill, Hamilton Hill, Haslingden Moor, and over to Tomberton. I think most people know about the Alan Godfrey case, 1980. Was it November the 30th, early morning, he was driving along in Tomberton. Saw that. Big craft on the road, he was a policeman. Thought it was a bus gone sideways. These buses used to take people to work in these Moorland areas and towns. Till he got up to it, realised it was a huge object hovering off the floor, diamond shaped. It was rotating one way, the top half rotating, another way, the bottom half. The top half, he thought, looked like some sort of black panelling. He said it could have been anything, that's what it looked like. He put his flashing lights on purely to warn people behind him, traffic coming up, that there was something blocking the road. He said this thing was hovering, he could see under it. He could see his flashing lights bouncing off, reflecting off this object. And if you want to brick at it, it would have gone bang. It was there, it was solid. There was a very bright flash. He found himself further up the road driving. Come back. It was raining that night, and back to that exact area, there was a big dry circle, a whirlpool area on the floor. There were bits of trees, branches all over the place, which had snapped off. The object had gone. Got back to the police station, 2 minutes down the road into Tobberden. The whole thing should have took 5 minutes. He realised 40 minutes to nearly an hour, roughly, had gone. People were wondering where they were going to send people out. Very odd. He swears by it to this day. There was a big diamond-shaped object hovering in the road. So the road was about 20 feet across. It was taking up most of that road. And this is only a month after a guy called Zygmunt Adamski went missing after going out buying some milk and bread from a local shop near Tobberden. Big search for him. Was missing for around a week. They found him led on top of a coal pile. When I say they found him, Alan himself, who saw this object, found him lying there, his eyes wide open, a look of fright on his face. Absolutely no coal soot or anything on his front, because he was led on his back, but no tracks. They've no idea how he got up there, and a lot of people looked into this, and they all said the only way he got up there was if he was dropped from above, because there was nothing on the front of him, nothing on his hands, nothing on his knees, lead on his back. There's no way he could have made his way up that coal pile without getting covered in black soot on the front of him. Later on, they discovered this gel substance, which to this day has not been recognised, not been known. I can't think of the word in it. What it is. To this day, it's not known. Earlier on, just before Alan saw this object, a lot of cows went missing from a farm. They turned up in the middle of Tobberden. An old lady rang up complaining the cows walking around the estate. Then she reported there was a big flash, they all disappeared. So there was a police search, and there's a place called Centrevale Park. Turns out they were all in there. How they got there from this estate and from the farm, nobody knows. There's no hoof prints anywhere. And this Centrevale Park, locked up at night, no way in, no way out. And after investigation, there's no prints on the floor whatsoever. Big mystery for those guys. So I'm waffling on here. I'm just killing a bit of time until I get to these mirrors. Missing some of these comments. If I've missed your comments, I'm sorry. 45 years in November since the Alan got, yeah, crazy. That was in Tobberden. Nick, it was. Ashley, where is this? No snow. This is Haslingden, Moor, Lancashire, just reaching, just starting now. Michael, Messy's gone. Nick, yes, it was Tobberden. Oh, I know that story. Is it? Yeah. Sorry. Let's have a look. Ashley, you will get snow, Ashley, soon. It is an amazing story, and if you look into it, the events start with the Zygmunt Adamski case. I think that was about 3 months before, like I've just told you, and then there was the cows incident, which was early, and then Alan seeing this craft also, which Alan thought was the same night. Police officers went up to the Tobberden Moors to look for stolen motorbikes when there was a large electric blue light flying around the sky. They reported it travelling from one peak to another and said it must have travelled over 30 miles in a second. It really did disconcern them. Alan always thought that was the same night up until a few years ago when he realised and found out that was actually the week before. But this big diamond-shaped object, later on, it was found out the caretaker at the local school also witnessed this object very low down, but didn't want to speak out about it due to ridicule at the time. We were back in 1980. Neither did Alan because of ridicule. But later on, as the years went by, they both... Well, Alan spoke about it straight away, but this caretaker did. And also, Alan was in the police force. He got hell. They tried to set him up, put drugs in his locker, transfer him to Halifax. They tried to wreck his home life. He said his life was absolute hell. He wished he'd never said anything. But now, he's glad he did, and he swears to this day what he saw wasn't real. Anyway, let's carry on this path. Let's get this bit of a beam on, which is good. But because of the snow, when it is a dry, clear night, clear meaning no fog, this would be good for looking into these woods. I don't need it just yet, unless I hear something or see something. I'll put it on, because it is quite a battery drainer. It really is. Susan, I personally think it is crazy to think there's only us in the universe, I do believe, although I would be very scared if I saw anything. Very true. It takes me something really easy. It's just because this snow is starting to fall on the screen. I'm blurring the comments a little bit. Alan Godfrey's never changed his account of events. I signed off. No, he hasn't. Nick at all, Corey, Susan. Talking to Susan there, Neil, I've seen UFO land. It's real. Just trying to see through this snow land on the lens. I've seen UFO land. It's for real, no vid, Oswald. Right, Oswald be ridiculed, yeah. Well, people do, unfortunately. I think it's better these days, but people do get ridiculed. The universe is infinite and eternal. Definitely believe that. I think we're all eternal beings. The body dies, we carry on. You can't destroy an energy, you can't create it. It can be transferred. That's the way it goes. I'm watching a video, if you want to Google this, I can't remember exactly, but if you Google, this is fascinating, scientists, it's so bright light up there, but I think that's a farmhouse light. Scientists have recently found out there is a name for this actual thing, what happens, I can't remember, but if you Google it, if you Google flash of light at conception, now they've filmed an egg being fertilised by one sperm, and we all know that as soon as that egg gets fertilised, there's a barrier, nothing else can get in, but it's been filmed and filmed and filmed again to confirm it. Every time this happens on these cameras, there's a flash of light around the egg. Scientists are baffled, they've no idea what is going on here, and it is fascinating. There's a flash of light. Yeah, so that's an energy, whatever that is all about. And let there be life. Crazy. It really is. I don't know where anybody's actually seen that or not. Hello everyone from Australia. Hello Patricia, Susan, my husband and nephew saw something in the late 80s. He never spoke. As people laugh, this is the problem. I was live on TikTok explaining, what's that saying, everything. Just covering up the words with this snow falling. Hello, Australia. Anthony, you must watch the Christmas Ghost Story Make. Yes. Oh, the realist. But yeah, I do. I love that. It's brilliant. But yeah, they filmed this human egg being fertilised many times now in different people. And there's a flash of light. The split second it gets fertilised, that is amazing. Let's just change. Let's have a look. We're heading into the mirrors now. Just going to go under this archway, because like I said, if you can see, I'll get a bit closer. I don't need that on, because it's very strong, but we use that if we see something, because it drains the battery. Noticing that the picture on the phone is getting a bit... Well, it's clear, it's just getting a bit full of snowflakes. So there's no railway bridge here, but like I said, it's an old discontinued railway. Lots of sightings of figures, strange noises on here. The sound of a platform, train station, hustle bustle, tannoys, trains are heard regular, because there's a little road running past which there's only traffic on in the daytime, but you walk down here a lot later at night or early morning, it is so quiet. So I can imagine hearing very, very strange things like that. I've just passed it, won't be a second. It was going to be just a half-hour stream, but we get carried away. We're reading the comments, we get conversations going. Won't be a minute. This finger here, this surely overnight, is remnants of this old railway line. Not sure what it used to be, but this has been here the last 60, 80 years. So I don't know. Australian people maybe not the weather. You must be freezing. And while we're up to open, okay, thank you. And nYTwURk, I'm new to this channel. Keep up the good work. Hopefully you catch something. Thank you, Anthony, for being here. Hopefully this is the idea. You've got to get out, don't you? You've got to get out of these cameras running. This is why I thought I'd do more live streams. Because that way I keep the camera running. When I'm recording videos, I start doing more fluid videos, but you tend to record clips and edit them together. And I've noticed when you're recording clips, it's the times you aren't recording when you see things, whether it's wildlife or things up there in the sky, and think, damn, I wish I were recording. The amount of fireballs shooting stars, for example, I've missed because I haven't been recording. At least with a live stream, I've got to keep this camera running. That's the idea. That's when you're going to see things, it's not going to be on cue. It's going to be random, so we'll keep doing these and hopefully something will show up. Hi everyone, and Mick. Is that Carl? It's just Bob, sorry. Some of these snowflakes are falling on this lens. Yeah. Right. Movie time. Movie time. I don't know how many people are in. Let's have a look there. 85 people, 91. A few people are watching. So if you're just coming on, if you're not familiar with the channel, I'll look into the Unexplained. I live on the Moorland in northern England, next to Pendle Hill at the moment. I'm 8 miles on the Haslingden moors, 8 miles away from Pendle Hill, because there's been a big black cat, a wild big black cat seen here many times recently, twice in the last week. So we're walking around with camera. I've been doing it for the last couple of weeks, doing a few lives, seeing if we do catch anything. I set a stake up in one video and left this Sonic's night vision camera running, but the battery life on the setting I needed only lasted an hour, so I bought some trail cams, set them up over Pendle Hill and these mirrors, but nothing caught on them. But we're just having a hike and it's forecast. One of the heavy snowfalls for years, 1.5 feet in this region. I will be out in the morning filming what we get overnight. It started snowing 20 minutes, half an hour ago, and that's what I'm doing. It's a very paranormal area. I'm just passing, as you can see, a few 4 miles an hour. We get up onto this Moorland. Lives are all about just having a chat with the people watching the videos, aren't they? They're about interacting with you lot watching the videos, subscribers, or whoever just watches, which is fine. Whichever, if you can subscribe, please do. That gets these videos out more. Just walk through that gap then. Got a bit trapped with his backpack on. Passing a farm here, and then we head up on to the Moorland, where the last sighting of this big cat was seen. So thank you very much. I want to say thank you to all members as well. Thank you if you joined the channel, and somebody else did actually join a couple of days ago. I can't remember your name this minute. I will mention you in the next video. Apologies for that, but if you have joined in the last few days, thank you very much. As you can see, starting to come down a bit now. No snow in Doncaster. Alan, Boy Nolswick, no snow yet. Nick, January 4th, the day the Earth gets closest to the sun in the northern hemisphere. We are just struggling because some of these flakes are falling on the screen and blocking out the comments. Where is it? 3.5 degrees, so don't get the UV sunlight. We're getting summer. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. We don't, because they're coming in at an angle. A little bit of a store down in Kent. Down in Kent? Must be cold around the country, definitely. Thank you, Andy. Jim just jumps on now. It looks wintry, just starting to snow, Jim. Just starting. Like I was saying, we're expecting 1.5 feet here on the high moors in Lancashire. But I plan to do a walkabout anyway because just see if we can catch anything unusual on the camera, because a wild big cat, a big black cat, which is a leopard, panther, whatever you want to call it, has been seen regularly recently and twice over the last week. Oops, nearly tripped up there on this very path at Moorland. I'm going up to the moors now. We're headed up. If you have missed your comment, I do apologise. I can't read everyone because I've got to watch where I'm walking, and I've got to talk about a few things, but I'll try. If I do miss it, just type it again. I'll catch it. Let's get this. So we're heading up to these mirrors. Looking at this camera, I don't think there's going to be much wildlife or deer around tonight, but as I say, I'm loving this camera, loving this flashlight. Hello from Preston. You can see Pendle Hill from the bedroom. Brilliant. Any snow in Preston? Greg, anything happening there? Worth watching if you love the outdoors. Thank you. Is the ground frozen? It was boggy. It's just starting to freeze up now. Just starting to freeze up. Right. I'm just going to get up on these mirrors. I need to watch my footing. So we'll definitely have a chat amongst yourselves. If I miss your comment, do retype it in a couple of minutes, because I need to watch my footing. There's lots of, I can show you, bricks and stones on this, and easier to trip up. And it is starting, you can tell, starting to freeze up. I went to York over Christmas, and I'm going to be going there filming a lot. There's also it's to film in York. Places, paranormal places, old. There's absolutely, I mean, if you know York in the UK, the Stone Wall, the York Wall, and the Minster. So many old, very old pubs, the Shambles, old haunted places. Right guys, I'm going to have to just get this flashlight under somewhere. Let's get it up. Getting a bit windier. Didn't think about that going up here. This is a bit windier, so let me know if you can hear me okay. Let's have a look at this. Give me a second while I get this gate. Need to get it closed because there are sheep. Right, I was just saying it's getting a bit windier, so I'll try my best to talk into the mic of this phone. Oh, it's not too windy. Should be okay. You can see it's starting to heavy at the moment. Keep on the grass. Yeah, very good point. A lot more grip on the grass. Abandoned. Britain's abandoned real time. Out there. Plenty goes up them hills. I bet it's lots of people have seen some very strange things. Ghosts of York, Roman Wall. There's also, it's in the, yeah, there's all them. I want to go to, I've never been to the York Museum. I'm going to go in there and film. Have you got wind? I'll just mention that about the mic. Just let me read this a second. Have you got a wind? No, because I've only just started doing some streams with this phone, and I will get that. Not at the moment. It was a bit of a breeze in another live I did. It wasn't too bad, but that will be the next thing to get. The latest things I bought for the channel, the trail cams. I bought a camera to put on my back for when I'm out and about to record behind me, because a lot of people say you should do that because any animal out there is more likely to be behind it than in front of you. It's the way they work. I bought a drone for the channel. We got this new super duper floodlight and yeah, muffers for the microphone. Maybe that should have been more of a priority, but usually use the GoPro. It's got its own mic and buffer on that. All snow in Preston. Looking forward to your visits, thank you. No snow here in nYTwURk. I know further south they might get a bit of snow, but then it's going to turn back to rain. It's supposed to keep us snow over these Moorlands all night and all day tomorrow. So we'll be out filming tomorrow, see exactly what we get. Like I said in the last feed, there's an old abandoned mansion, 500 years old, over the top of the moors, built by the Parker family. A few generations lived there, then there was a fire which killed some of the family, and the head of the family, they moved out. I think it was used as a farmhouse for a little time, but it's been abandoned ever since. It's supposed to be haunted. I have been before. I'm going to go back there. A Gothic mansion only a few miles away from here. It used to be used as a refuge for the Polish, a hospital for the Polish back in the Second World War. And that was built 200 years ago, so that is an amazing place. It's supposed to be very haunted. A lot of people out walking. There are dogs. I've heard the sounds of children singing as if they were singing nursery rhymes and playing on the lawn, which is out there. That is crazy. And there's a few UFO sightings in this area. Seems to be non-stop with UFO sightings. Love to explore abandoned. Would you go back to nYTwURk Hall for yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, the 500-year-old mansion. Yeah, nYTwURk Hall. Definitely, that's what I'm planning. Like I said, alone here. Would you go back just for life? Yeah, definitely going back. I'm not going back alone. I'm not going back to any of these places alone. Not because I won't do or it bothers me. It's just a safety aspect. You know, when you're on your own, they are dangerous. If something happens, you're in trouble. So a group of people, or at least one other person with me for that reason. I'm not going to look at the comments just for a couple of minutes. I'm going to get up onto these birds. Bit windy, but you can hear me. The signal has been okay. Just keep checking round. Getting a bit thicker this snow now as well. Used to cycle and walk early winters. Just reading some of the comments. You know, I can't read everyone out. I'm just reading some of the comments as I'm walking, because it's a bit of a struggle to read, because this snow is starting to land on the screen and blocking some of them out. Carry on, let's try a different. We'll be a minute. So turn this flashlight off. As you can imagine, can't see a thing. Something just tripped up over there. Put that back on when I get over the top. We'll walk around. Just going to get a little bit of grip on this phone. Wait a second. That's better. So if you are joining, I'm Mick. Get out over the Moorland, the coast of the UK, out in nature, having a look at nature, and try to get evidence of the unexplained in this old historic country where so many strange things happen. paranormal, you got your big cats, cryptid reportings, many UFO sightings. And I thought I'd start doing some live streaming, so this camera is always running, because I've noticed in the past when I switch the camera off between when I'm filming, obviously I can't film continuously, to put the video together, that's when I've noticed things and I think, damn, I'm not filming. So I think the live's a good idea for that reason. I'll show you a big drop just up here. Just get over to some trees up here. Let's have a look at some comments. Scotland, not Northern England. Your comment has just gone off. Not even ghosts will be helped. Very true. All of them. No snow here yet, probably. On the Pennines. Julie B. Well, if you do like it, I hope you get some. Georgia, I've seen used Black Panther attack cat twice before. I've got so many comments, so many people have commented saying, in fact, more people have commented saying they've seen a big black cat than the UFOs, which was one of the main comments before. So there's got to be something out here. I personally know there is, because I was down in, I can't remember who said this, Cornwall or Devon many years ago, because I've been both places a lot. But it was definitely down in the West Country I was driving. So a big black cat running into a hedgerow. Didn't see his head, that had just gone in the hedgerow when I noticed it, but I could tell by his body and his tail. That was no dog. There's no other animal it could have been. And it wasn't way up there in the field. It was literally feet to my side on the road. 100% a big cat. Guessing a little heavier. It is, Chris. Getting a little bit heavier. Let's have a look. It is, isn't it? Because I'm looking down at this phone, reading the comments, haven't we actually noticed? Let's have a look into the skies. It's getting heavier. Carry on. So we're not going to see it some distance today because tonight because of this snow. Guys, let me know quickly who's in these comments. Are you enjoying? You enjoy this sort of thing? It's something different. I don't do too many lives, and then I started doing some lives in the summer, and I thought, I've just seen these eyes staring back at me, and sheep. There we go. You see them all. Just all these eyes reflecting back. We'll get past them. Just sheep. Good. It's nice. Thank you very much. More sheep. This flashlight, you got to change the. You press a button, you got to go through all the settings, and one of them is off. So if it goes black, it just got off before I get to the next setting. So I've got to be careful on this bit because it nearly went flying again. It's getting a bit slippy. There's a big steep drop down to a river, but there is a fence in the way, barbed wire fence, so no danger of falling down there. But if you can get a bit closer. So we're all live. I'm keeping the camera on. You never know. I love looking back at the footage from the live because I think most things are saying, I've said this in other videos, or after the event, not seen at the time, not purposely filmed at the time. It's only when looking back at the footage and photograph things you noticed. Do people agree with that? So many videos shown on photos saying this photo was taken in such a place, this video was taken here, and then somebody noticed this. That's what things are seen. So there's a big drop, big fence. I'm not going to go past that, but I don't want to slip onto the barbed wire. Can't see much because there's weather coming in, but it leads down to a river, and here you're looking at the top of trees. So it's a definite drop. Through these settings, there we go. The channel is brilliant. Thanks for sharing what you do. Thank you, Jim. Jimbo, thank you very much. Comments coming in quick, so I've just got to keep Lynn, enjoy this live. Just wait. I'm just hiking around. The off chance we see anything unusual. It's the biggest snowstorm in this part of the world, forecast for many years. A foot and a half. It's supposed to fall just overnight. And I thought I'd get out. I'm well wrapped up, so nobody worry about that scary stuff. Have you seen ghosts? Can't write, there's some condensation over the screen there. Maybe tell that again, Anthony. Have you seen any ghosts, Mick? Oh, I've had a very strange experience once. I'll tell you that. In a second, nothing in Chorley. Nothing in Chorley. Surprising, not too far away from here. Sudden weather change, yeah. Crazy. I always notice in winter times when there's been a lot of flooding. So if you have been affected by the flooding, I hope everything's okay. But usually when you get flooding and heavy rains, you can almost guarantee the week after everything freezes up and the snow comes in. Very odd. It's starting to get a lot heavier now. I'm over the Moorland, Northern England. Just get my bearings because I'm struggling to see myself actually. And one of the biggest snowfalls are coming in for a few years. But I was going to come out tonight anyway because I walk around the Moorland and the coastlines. This is what the channel is about, looking and filming for the Unexplained, and started doing some lives. There's a big black cat has been seen over this Moorland, regular, and twice in the last week. Some people will laugh at that, some people will wonder what I'm talking about, but you want to check out the comments and look at how many people have seen these things. People are seeing what they're seeing, they know what they're seeing, and something new. Getting quite heavy. It's freezing, fully freezing, you're off. That's made me laugh. Trev, is it Trev? You're off your head. It's funny that because today at work I said everyone's going on about the snow. There's only work a mile or two away from me and everyone's going on about the snow. And they're not going out, they won't be able to go out, they're not going out for days and this, that, the other. They're going to put the fire on tonight, they're going to watch the TV. And I said, well, actually I'm thinking of going out doing a live stream. And they went very quiet and looked at me, shook their head because they don't want to lie. So yeah, I've been called mad a few times today. As you can tell, it's getting quiet. And this thing as well, this big floodlight is waterproof, so that's a bonus. It needs to be, doesn't it? It needs to be. Right, I'm going to walk right around this Moorland, but again, I'm struggling seeing where I'm going. So I'm not going to go right around it, I'm not going just yet, but I'm just going to go about halfway and turn around, go on a slightly different path I know, which will take me back down to the path. And let's have a look at the comments. Just try wiping, give me a second, just going to try and wipe this screen, but it is getting covered. I don't know where, switch off the live feed, you see. Give me a sec. Oh, not easy, that's better, I should have done that earlier. There's no ghosties whispering in that window. No. Looking for a dog man. A lot of people say they've seen that over the Pendle Hill, which is only a few miles away from here. Never seen her. Anything like that. Wish I was doing this myself. Had a ghost sighting UFO Haslingden. Ring like. Testing yourselves, John. Very true. Gloria. You deserve another. Yeah. Definitely Cliff. I was. E-bike riding. Freezing cold June apparently back in the 80s. There was a bloke who lived near Edenfield who had big cats. Has anyone else who's never heard of that? Well, there you go. The big cat sightings. I'm just going to wipe this screen. Nothing paranormal, I don't think. It's just people who let these animals go. Licensing, I can't remember, correct me, was it 80s, 70s, 80s got tighter, and I think you could keep them, but so expensive. Or did they get banned? I'm not quite sure. But a lot of people, whatever happened, a lot of people let them go into the wild, and a lot of people think the UK is a small country. It is vast, really. Moorland forest, things like that could survive. There's so much deer, rabbit, birds, fox, badger. There's all sorts of wildlife that can eat. I mean, the country is full of deer. Livestock, and that's been reported many times, livestock being taken. Just look at the snow starting to settle on the wall, and let's just get beam on a little bit. Let's have a look along. I mean, this is not going to be very effective tonight because with this weather. I can imagine on a dry, fogless night we'll be able to see right. Just let me get over here, right into the Moorland, right into the woodland. It does drain the battery a bit quicker. I mean, it does last a few hours, but you can see some lights over there. Lots of sheep's, cat's eyes. Let's get back. The thing I'm going to ask, the wind is getting up. Now, is the sound okay? Can you hear me? Okay, I'll just wipe the screen. If anyone can answer that, is the sound okay? Can you hear? There's always going to be a bit dodginess with the sound on a live because of the internet, especially over these movies. Sometimes drops away a little bit, but can you hear my smoke make it loud? Quite sure. Sounds okay. Just waiting for that. Sounds good. nYTwURk, Jamie. How are you? Now, guys, I just come across Jamie's channel in the last month or so. Apparently, he's watched my channel for a while. We're going to meet up for a collaboration in this month now. Going to arrange it obviously when the weather improves. He just gets out walking around in Yorkshire. Very interesting videos, so just check him out there, the nYTwURk. Click on him and give him a sub, definitely. Genetic sound is good, thank you. Right, I'm just going to carry on a little bit. Let's have a look up. You can see it pointing straight up. It's coming down a bit now. We're not just here for the snow. I'm going to have a hike around anyway. Started doing some more lives with this channel. I like the interactiveness of it. Obviously, you know, I can have a chat with you guys. I always reply in the comments, but this is live, so I'll just moving this light away a little bit, then I can read your comments better. Can't wait to film with you, Jamie. You seem, that's why, you know, I noticed you seem like a good, genuine guy who just likes to get out. Nice guy, so can't wait. It's a bit blowy. Right, yeah, the wind is getting up. I have to talk a bit closer to the mic. One thing, I'm looking forward to getting back. I've got a bottle of Southern Comfort. I'm going to have some of that. Just finished my last day of work. I've got 3 days off now. I'm going to chill out. And when this video uploads, I'm going to give it a watch on the smart TV. I recommend any YouTube video, but especially things like this where you're looking out and the sky watching, watch them on smart TVs. There's so much more shows up there, especially on the smart TV, on the especially on the sky watch, I should say. Because there's things you don't notice on the phone, and when you watch them on the TV, there's lights moving around. Just didn't notice. No worries if you smell Birmingham Cathedral City. scented cheese, it's me. Balls. Awesome. I will take care, guys. I will take care. I'm just going to have to watch while I'm walking a bit now. It's getting quite slippy. You can see it's starting to settle a bit. And the ground, if I can, in places, not much of a path. People do come walking this particular track. You can probably just make out a slight track there. But I don't want to get disorientated because it's a fair size moorland and don't think, yeah, I mean, I've walked over it so many times, but when the weather moves in, the fog moves in, the cloud drops, the snow moves in, you can get so disorientated. So I'm just keeping an eye on where I am because the last thing I want is to slip, twist an ankle, break a leg, or get disorientated and lost in this weather with a foot and a half of snow overnight. Don't matter how you're dressed, does it? I think I'll be in trouble, so I'm just being careful. Somebody asked me if I've ever seen a ghost, so now you might laugh at this. And this is very true. We moved into a house about... In fact, just give me a second. Give me a minute. Right. Just setting things up a bit better. Moved into a house 5 years ago. It was built in 1760s, so we've got old beams going across the roof. Very old house. As soon as we moved in, I noticed just a strange feeling. I noticed strange noises. Nothing that will make you think it was haunted. Just maybe I just put it up to being in a new house. Anyway, we had our child, little kid. He was a baby, only 2 or 3 weeks old. And I did something you shouldn't do with a little baby. I laid on the settee, I had him in my arms, and I fell asleep on the settee while he was in my arms. And I never give this a thought till later on, until in fact a couple of years later, maybe this is why this happened. And some people put this down to sleep paralysis. You know, if you ever woke up and you can't move, you can't speak and hardly breathe. Well, I woke up to these 2 arms. I was laid on the settee on the couch with a kid on top of me asleep. Only a few weeks old, so that, you know, I wasn't planning to fall asleep. I was just holding him and fell asleep. Could have been very dangerous if he fell out of my arms or I fell off the settee. And I woke up to these 2 arms around me, sort of running their hands up and down this side of my stomach. Woke me up. I was quite shocked. I saw the hands clear as anything. I took a bit closer to the mic and I saw this white dressing gown, the arms in a white dressing gown. And my first thought was it was my better half who had come down and thought it was cute because I was asleep on the settee with little kid, baby kid. But I couldn't move, I couldn't speak, and these hands were actually tickling me, and I got quite mad in myself, and I'm trying to say, "We stop it! I'm going to drop kid, we stop it!" And then I could hear sniggering behind me, laughing, and wish me more, you know, because I thought it was my partner messing about, but I couldn't speak to tell her to stop it. I was getting angry. And all of a sudden, I could move. As soon as I could move, I was awake all the time. I swear to God, I was awake all the time. These arms just pulled away from me really quick. I turned around to say, "Are you basically bloody stupid? I nearly dropped kid." There was no one there. I put kid down in his cot quickly, run upstairs to check, and my partner was fast asleep in bed. I have no idea. I know it sounds crazy. Some people will laugh at that. Surely later on, I thought, was that something purposely trying to wake me up? So I didn't fall asleep all night with my 3-week-old baby in my arms on the settee, which could have been very dangerous. Some sort of guardian angel or something. And I didn't even give that a thought until years later. But that happened. And that's the only main thing that has happened is that house. Lots of weird noises, and it goes very cold sometime, and you definitely get the feeling somebody else is there. Somebody asked me that about 10 minutes ago, have I ever seen a ghost? Well, that's the nearest. Just by the camera. No snow in Accrington yet. Well, just up on the Moors, which is a couple of miles up from Accrington, and we've got this. So maybe it's a bit rainy and sleety down there. I'm sure it will move in. So just give me a second, guys. I've just touched something on this phone. It's just, give me a minute. I just need to get these messages back. There we go. Okay, I don't know what I did then. I'm just going to pull this glove back on with my hand. With my teeth, I should say. There's a task. Try holding one of these big things up, holding your phone up. Got two big thick purrs. Hang on a minute. The gloves on. Trying to control the settings on your phone. Having to take the glove off to do that, and then having to put the glove back on. Keeping these in your hands, pulling it back on with your teeth while you wet through in this weather. Reading comments, guys. I am reading your comments. I can't read everyone out because it'll be a complete video of reading comments. There's other people who read this as well. Job on tonight, snow coming tomorrow, and tonight looked like you just walked over a big cat track. I don't know. I'm looking. I am looking. Ah, no. Hang on a minute. What's that? Give me a second. Well, somebody's very observant. Sort of a mooncake is very observant. Let's have a look. I don't know. Well, there's only one. That's the thing, and I don't know. So to track that is. That's a good thing, you know, when this weather you can track. That's why I'm looking forward. I'm going to get up early in the morning, and there's supposed to, well, be heavy snowfall. Whatever it falls, they're saying 1.5 foot, but it's going to be a good covering. And tracks, whatever has been out here overnight, he's going to leave tracks, but it's going to snow all night. It's going to snow all day tomorrow, so we'll get covered quick. But bit of luck, something has walked over recently. So as anybody has just joined, I'm over the Moorland in northern England, having a walk around. This channel looks into the Unexplained, that's what I do. So I do some lives. Big cat has been seen here recently, twice this week. Very good sightings many times in the last month. But apart from that, a UFO hotspot, very paranormal area. Only a few miles from Pendle Hill. But also, on this night, one of the heaviest and deepest snowfalls for years, 1.5 foot. So I thought I'd get out. I'm not staying out all night, I'm going to be going soon. But I'll be out again tomorrow filming, seeing exactly what has fallen. Imagine finding footsteps and someone's been following you. Yeah, good. That is freaking me out. Yeah, imagine that. Well, I'm walking back the way I come, so I will look out for that. That is interesting, actually. I was going to walk right around, but visibility is not great. It's starting to get a bit colder. I've got a southern comfort waiting back at home. Take care. This is over the Moorland in northern England, a few miles from Pendle Hill in Lancashire. Just started snowing not too long ago. I'm going to have a walk around and do a live anyway, but I knew the snow was forecast, and well advertised on the TV in the UK, one of the heaviest faults for a few years, especially in this part of the world. I thought I'd just nip out. Somebody said, on the Moorland, somebody said they live down in Accrington, which is literally a mile or two down the road, and there's nothing there. There's probably a bit of drizzle and rain at the moment. That is a lot lower down, but I'm sure it will turn. As you can see, I'm not too remote. You've got a village there called Rising Bridge, about a mile down the road. So, right, let's have a look. Anthony, that happened to me, Mick. I woke up with sleep paralysis. I was being pressed down on shoulders. I couldn't speak. Yeah, it's so frightening. And that happened. I once had it happen at work. I did work in an old Victorian market hall, and I fell asleep on my dinner. I woke up to something so tight around my neck, and I couldn't open my eyes, and it was like that sleep paralysis. I couldn't move, I couldn't speak, I couldn't move. In fact, at one point I thought I'd died. It's so weird. It seemed to go on forever and ever. I don't know how long it lasted, but then I just come through and I was fine. Later on that day, somebody said, "What's that in your neck?" I said, "What?" He said, "You've got big red marks on your neck," and there was big red marks around my neck. Later, a few days later, they become bruises. So weird. So weird. Yeah, not too far away from the garden centre, which is a few fields over there. And then you've got your road going over, which leads from Rising Bridge over to Oswald Twizzle, the garden centre. So not too far away from there. Jonathan is over the moors, Northern England. Just started snowing. Just having a hike around and a chat about subjects on the channel. But it's getting later now. What time are we on? 11:15. So I'm going to wrap it up. I am going to be down here. How long have I been on? It was just going to be half an hour. I'm going to be down here, up here I should say, early in the morning. I'm going to get up, bring out the GoPro camera and film exactly what has fallen overnight and see if we can find any tracks in this snow, because if you're just joining, one of the reasons I come out with lives is a big black cat has been seen very regular in this area, especially on this field and down on the path. Twice in the last week by two very credible people, down-to-earth people, who are interested in making up stories, walking the dogs. So quite interesting. I'll pop up onto this Moorland, show the snow. I'll be back tomorrow filming early morning before anybody gets a chance to walk around, see if we can see any tracks. All the best, Jim. You know, the snow didn't get too bad. Nick, thanks, Mick. No problem, thank you. Like I say, it's getting a bit later now and getting a bit wet, getting a bit cold. I could carry on another hour or two, but I just want to go home and chill now and have some comfort. I'm up early in the morning to do more filming, and I was going to say something else I forgot. Just thank you all for joining. Thanks a lot for joining. I think we got up to nearly 200 people watching at one point, which is great. Later, mate. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Please do like the video, like the live. When it uploads, please leave a comment. There's stuff in the chat counts as comments. Leave a comment. Let's get these videos out there. And in the normal videos, please do like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll always reply. I will be watching back all this. You never know what might be lurking in the background. See you soon. Thank you. Use the sausage for the bait for big cats. Okay? I used a steak the other day and it wasn't taken. I enjoyed that for my supper. Might be a bit upset if it did get taken, but I won't be bothered about sausage, so there's an idea. Thanks, I'm off now. Cheers, guys. Just going to somehow get this glove off. I'm on the wrong hand. What I've done with this, there's a strap there, it's tied to my wrist, so if I drop it, it doesn't break. So I have to get the other glove off and press N on the live stream. Pulling it off with my teeth. Cheers, guys. Gonna get going, chill out, and see what has fallen in the morning. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. We'll see if we get any tracks in the morning. Stay safe. Speak soon.